Hey YouTubers, how do you feel about a remote control lathe? I've got several little lathes for making knickknacks, um, and instead of doing it, little crank thingamajiggers here, like this, and then the other one like this, and then the other one back here like this, I put motors. So these little boxes are motors, and I was like, this sucks, So I'm like, what do I do? So I just keep cranking little things, and get carpal tunnel on my wrist or something. I'm like, shit, no, I can't do that. So I started thinking, right? How can I make this better? And so I came up with a remote control. Bada bing! Check it out. Now this little remote, it's a DIY done by myself. It's the first of its kind that I know of. So it's got two switches, one for the right, one for the left. For that carriage there, it goes this way or that way, and the other button there goes up and down. So let me give you a demonstration here right quick. Now I've got my phone on one hand and this thing on the other, so I don't have an extra set of hands. So anyway, I'll try to demonstrate as best I can. There's one axis. Now it's slow. It's slow. But you know what? It's okay because this little lathe can't work very fast because of how it's constructed. It's a Sherline. It says Sherline somewhere there. And because it's such a tiny little lathe, I couldn't get any bigger motors made for this anyway. Of course, there are motors with that are bigger than that I would have to make these boxes a lot bigger. But I looked around and this is what I came up with. So it's a prototype. The idea is to make a remote control that you can put in your hand, sit on a chair, put your feet up, face the little lathe, get your music in the background, Pandora, whatever. Your feet up like this, and then bam. You see that? That's what I'm talking about. You put your feet up, and then you're just chillaxing over here, and you're working. See, that's what I'm talking about. You just freaking chill, right? Now, because I only got two hands, I can't demonstrate and talk and move all this stuff around. So this is just a little test video, and I need y'all's feedback. I need you guys to tell me if this sucks or it's a good idea, something. I'm hoping to make these so I can sell them. Actually, I'm part-time inventing stuff. I don't know, it's just a hobby for now. But eventually I'm going to come up with something that everybody's going to want. I don't know what it is yet, but I got to start somewhere. So maybe somebody out there is interested in something like this. How much is it? I don't know. Shit, I got like $70 maybe. $80 invested on, the little motors, the switches, the cable, the power supply. Yeah, just about $80 in parts and the time it takes me to put it together. I don't know. Well, you guys tell me, how much do you think something like this would be worth? I'll post a video of it working, in action. Now, it does take practice. It's not, magical and it's gonna do your shit all, like bada bing. You still have to It's like a video game. You have to learn how to use these buttons and the speeds, so you can move it that way and work your piece and then adjust the speed. This is a good little demonstration of how slow it is. If you can see that screw, I'm going to turn up the speed. See, so you can get control. Look how slow that is. I don't know if you can tell or not, but anyway. You can get it to almost where it stops. I don't know if you can see it spinning or not, but it's spinning very, very slowly. Right? So you have that capability with your forefinger and your thumb. You're pushing the button and adjusting this at the same time. So you can do a cut like this in angle, or a cut like this, like in a C-type shape, but that takes a lot of practice. I just finished this and I'm still practicing. I'm making little tops and stuff, and they're freaking cool. So I got a page on Facebook if you're interested. I haven't released any yet because I'm still thinking about how to make these better and how to make them last. They're made out of metal, steel, aluminum, ball bearings, and what else? And see, this is kind of what it looks like, right? So I get a little piece like this, then I turn it, and it kind of looks like that, and then I put a piece in the middle, and then it looks like that, and then the final product looks anything like that. See, check these out, and something like that, right? So that's the idea behind making something like this. You know, just spend the afternoons over here in my shop and just kicking my feet up, listening to some good tunes, and just, you know, play with these buttons. So this is my right hand, and my left hand over here has got my phone, but I'll be doing this with both hands and moving that cutting tool, that little cutting tool, little triangle, in different directions, right? So I can get different cuts like here. See these cuts? I've made these cuts with the remote control. So this is the first of its kind. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, there's CNC machines out there, and I've got like 7 or 8 little machines that I'm eventually going to turn them to CNC. But meanwhile, it takes a long time to conquer that learning curve. It's very, very steep. You got to learn mechanics. You got to learn software, programming, you know, just different aspects and parts of the machine, what goes where, what does what. I mean, it's extensive. But I'm about halfway there. I've got all these little things. So I'm just messing with these little motors and a wired remote control, so I can test it out. And I like it. You know, I can stand, if I have something right there that spins real fast, I can stand to the side, and I wouldn't be afraid to be standing right, you know, a foot away from it and hitting my face. So I can stand over here to the side, and I can control it, you know, no problem. So anyway, that's my little invention. I've got other things too that I'm working on, but for this, I wasn't even going to share it. But so, well, you know, I thought about patents and putting, you know, trying to make some money that way. But shit, I looked into it, and it's like, they steal your idea, and it's like, I can't afford an attorney. I'm just a dude, you know. I'm just a regular guy. So I'm like, I'm just gonna give it away. Shit, fuck it. So if y'all interested, check it out. Remote control for the lathe. For all of you guys that have lathes, little machines like this, you gotta have one of these. You just gotta. Why? Because they're freaking cool. If no, for no freaking other reason, you know, it's just freaking cool. Check it out. Remote control. You chill while you drill.